Now see, my 9 to 5 grind just be weighing heavy on my mind. Cause see, them 2 15-minute breaks and a half-hour lunches don't be enough. So when I go home, I'll be ready to relax my dome and unwind and let my mind release by burning some green trees wrapped in a brown leaf. So on my way home to the crib, I hit the weed spot, get me a $20 bag of that gunfire, and hit the liquor store, get a box of Phillips and 2 tall cans of Budweiser. Now one day I'm sitting at the crib smoking a spliff, sipping my brews, and I happen to be flipping past the NBC Nightly News, and I see this police chief giving some speech about he setting up some crime task force committee to help crack down on crime in the city, and at the end of his little soliloquy, he had the nerve to say that he wanted to send a message out to the people that crime don't pay. Now that's a bunch of bullshit. Because not only is it cliche to say that crime don't pay, but that's like a 400-pound fat man trying to jump a fence. It just doesn't make sense. See, crime is big business. Just look how many people who are employed by the judicial system. From the COs, to the POs, to the prosecuting attorneys, to the bailiffs who guard the juries, the courtroom stenographer, the crime scene photographer, the 911 dispatcher, the fire clerks, the phone tappers, and can't forget about the forensic science to do the lab test, the people who manufacture the bulletproof vest, the ATF, the FBI, and the DEA. And if crime would have stopped tomorrow, all these people would be out of work the very next day. See, crime is just as important to the economy as any other commodity. See, when the crime rate does go down, how often does the police department lay off some of his officers? See, since crime is big business, they just get the politicians to create more laws to create more criminals. So they come up with some little slick shit like a seatbelt law with a cute catchphrase like click or the ticket and claim they want to save lives. But the truth is, they just want to get off in the nigga business, see what he's doing off in his ride. You know, hopefully they catch him riding dirty with some weed stashed in the seats, or ride with a suspended license, doing a little drinking and driving. But if you really want to cut down on drinking and driving, then why isn't it required that you have to take a breathalyzer before you leave the bar or the club? Because see, they'd rather for you to get off in the streets and have to deal with the police, and that's how they maintain their job security. And these correctional facilities turning niggas into modern-day slaves, they paying them way below the minimum wage. So they pay a prisoner 15 cents an hour to press out your license plates. But when you go to the DMV, it costs you $200 or $300 for them exact same license plates. So don't tell me that crime don't pay, because every other day they shut down for school because of city budget cuts. But when was the last time you heard of a prison going bankrupt? Then they got these fucked up cocaine laws where they give you 2 years for powder and 10 years for rock. But the truth is, they don't ever want to see the dope game stop. Because see, a drug is a drug, whether it's crack or Prozac. They got these little children addicted to Ritalin, but you never see no pharmaceutical company being portrayed as no villain. I mean, they made all the legal drugs illegal. You had niggas making rap videos about how they stand on the corner slinging nicotine patches and serving up 8 balls of Demerol and slinging keys of Viagra all the way to Florida to Alaska. But see, that's never gonna happen. Because see, rich white folks have never allowed themselves to be given the same status as some ghetto crack addict. See, prisons are built for the poor and uneducated. That's why they represent more than 90% of the population that's incarcerated. See, half of them don't care they slaves, the other half don't know. So prison just becomes a revolving door for the unskilled and the poor, which just creates more job security for the CEOs, the wardens, and the criminal defense lawyers. And even the district attorney got his hand inside the cake, prosecuting cases of people he know are innocent just to get them caught up in the system. Because see, prison is big business. There's more people in prison in America than anywhere else in the world, yet this is supposed to be the land of the free. See, can't nobody tell me that crime don't pay. I mean, what if you're a criminal defense lawyer, you make 6 figures a year, do you really want to see crime go away? Hell no. You'd rather see people living in poverty, because poverty breeds crime. The more crime means the bigger the house, the bigger the boat, and the better the Rolex watch. And while their kids get to go off to college, poor kids go off to the school of hard knocks. Now, I'm all about peace, but fuck the police, and especially the chief of police in this bullshit speech about how crime don't pay. Because pretty soon there won't be nobody left to lock up, then what? You just left with a fucked up nation, the police all patrolling one big plantation, everybody just sitting around waiting for another Emancipation Proclamation like it's 1863. See, everything I see leads me to believe that there's a very thin line between breaking the law and being the law, because see, laws are made to be broken. So you can't tell me some of these judicial officials ain't secretly hoping that niggas don't open up their eyes and realize that the only way to beat the system is to stay out of the system. So I'm no longer giving them shit. I'm gonna make sure I stay legit, because I don't belong in no prison. So the next time a cop pulls me over, I better tell him to suck on these 9 inches and get fucked with no foreplay, because I understand the game, and I know that crime pays, and I know this the land with the thief and the home and the slave, and I know America got 1,000,001 ways to get paid. So the last thing I'm trying to hear is a motherfucker tell me that crime don't don't pay. Man, they write history books about crooks. From Jesse James to John Dillinger, man, they was notorious gunslingers. And when John Gotti died, they marched him through the city like he was some type of slain world leader. And these drug dealers go out and buy Mercedes and Lexus, but nobody ever asked Mercedes and Lexus to forfeit 20% of their profit because 20% of their product was bought with drug money. They don't give a shit where the money come from. Just keep it coming. That's how the economy works. Buying and selling. So it doesn't matter if it comes from a college graduate or a two-time felon. So Mr. Chief of Police, I have to disagree with your bullshit speech that crime don't pay. Because if no people no longer sell dope, steal and rob, your ass will be out of a fucking job. And I bet you change what you got to say because you already know that crime definitely pays. Peace on that, y'all.